Hey guys, my name is Mihir Mirchandani. I'm a media literacy expert and I'm going to discuss the Electoral College controversy. So, to begin with, there was a Pew Research study that actually analyzed the minds of Democrats and Republicans in this controversy and political issue. Whether the electoral process should still exist today or whether it needs to go. And 81% of Democrats actually mentioned that the Constitution should be amended. The electoral process needs to go, whereas nearly two-thirds of Republicans prefer to keep the current system. And it is no surprise that this is the case because of the 2016 election results. Donald J. Trump actually lost the popular vote as a Republican. However, he still won because he won the electoral process. So this kind of controversy is getting more and more debatable, and polarization has existed due to media resources. Um, so Dr. Alexander Keyssar actually believes that the electoral process exists today because it still upholds a form of representative democracy. He actually wrote a book about this, which is called "Why Do We Still Have the Electoral College?" And he talks about the winner takes all system. And overall, his viewpoints is that some things need to be amended, but overall, the structure of the electoral process won't change. On the other hand, Dr. James Wilson is a professor from U Chicago, and he believes that the electoral process is actually a form of elite democracy. And what that means is a select few actually are in charge of running our democracy for us. It is unlike a representative democracy because the select few actually nominate America's leader. So there are many news networks that actually contribute to these overall opinions between the parties. And these news networks and outlets have really politicized this controversy. Um, and there have been conservative media platforms that have said one opinion about why the electoral process should be kept. There are many liberal media platforms that actually say that the process should be revoked. It should be solely about popular vote. And I'm going to analyze all these sort of medias from Republicans and Democrats and centrists, or in other words, moderates. So conservatives, on one hand, believe that, on the right end of the political spectrum, they have mainly propagated the belief that the electoral college must stay. They claim that such a system would disregard the contributions and values and representations of millions of people in rural communities where energy, food, manufacturing, and most members of U.S. military comes from. So basically, this conservative media outlet pushes for Republican ideology and older tradition, whereas liberals, on the other hand, such as with Akil Reed Amar from the New York Times, he's written an opinion on the New York Times, and basically, this is a left-leaning platform that actually considers that the electoral process needs to be changed. It needs to be one person, one vote. So he writes about how our governor is actually chosen through this one person, one vote system, which is more of a popular vote ideology. And in that light, he believes that that would be true representative democracy, whereas he believes the electoral process pushes for an elite democracy. Moderates, on the other hand, still believe that the electoral process needs to be kept, and partly a huge reason for this is because they are more in the loop with the electoral process. The thing about moderates is that they mainly lie in regions that are called purple states, also known as swing states. So these states are actually many battleground states for political candidates, and they mainly target these states in order to make sure that they side with the correct political party, Republicans or Democrats. And moderates mainly stick with the electoral process because the electoral process favors focus on them and it is more selective in that manner. Overall, all three parties have their own opinions. Democrats obviously believe in popular vote. Republicans obviously believe in keeping the electoral process, in which they think is a fair and representative democracy. However, news platforms have really brought to light these issues, and it is being more politicized today more than ever, especially with the 2016 election. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that presentation. Thank you for watching.